What's up, y'all? I am here today to talk to you about the biggest issue that this world has, and it is concerning racism. Um, from what I've learned in my lifetime, racism is a big time social construct. It basically is to where an individual or a group of individuals based on pigmentation, like, okay, my skin is, light skinned, so in most cases I'm mixed. And which I am, by the way. And one of the biggest issues is that they say that particular group of individuals, based on race, pigmentation, is proving that their race is superior to the other. Okay. Now, the biggest thing I tend to have a problem with when it comes to race is corporate America BS. And the BS I happen to really not tolerate at all is how they tend to believe it's okay for a black woman to date a white man, but it's not okay for a black man or mixed man. I'm sorry, black women or mixed women can date white men, but black men or mixed men cannot date white women. Unfortunately, the women tend to have a lot more freedom on that issue. Us, as men, black men, mixed men, we tend to have it a lot more, I guess I could say, abusive because we get physically abused, mentally abused, and spiritually abused. And another issue that I do want to say I can't stand is when I can hear racist comments behind the scenes, such as, okay, one is Xbox Live, um, anything based on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Xbox Live, whatever. Even if the derogatory comments of, okay, calling me a nigger, for example, um, those tend to be based towards me. There's a lot of generalization when it comes to black mixed men. I don't see too much in the women as far as, okay, maybe, you know, black men or mixed men tend to not date black or mixed women too much because we feel that they tend to nag at us too much and it causes a lot of stress, you know. But then again, races have been what's the word I'm looking for here? We have been integrating. Yeah, we'll use integrating. We've been integrating since the day before forever. And I don't know why still to this day there's a lot of Caucasians that can't that frown upon it. Black people in America tend to have a lot of real, still to this day, big time bigotry and oppression because of that. And I just don't get it. I mean, the Bible even clearly states that Adam and Eve was black. A scientist, anthropologist, if you may, if I may say so, he even defined National Geographic. I watched a show a few years ago that he proved that Adam and Eve were African. You don't have to believe me on that, but I'm sure if you were to check out National Geographic and find out about the Garden of Eden, you will find out that I'm speaking the truth on this. Racism is one of the biggest issues here in America. Honestly, it's all over the world, but here and where I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, I've seen so much, so much racism. Some of it's gotten thrown in my face directly. I'm not the type of person
Congratulations,
that would
you won.
smack a person because of that or beat their ass because of it. All I can do is pray for them. Because to me, if I was to do that, they would look at me like, "Well, you acted just like a nigger." I can't stoop to that level. I want to. I've thought about it, but I can't because those harsh words can create wars. But kind words, or a way that doesn't resort to violence, tends to show that I still have a lot of good ideas left. If you show me a man that resorts to violence, then I'll show you a man that's run out of good ideas. I don't know why we have to endure so much pain, suffering, bigotry, and oppression. But I think the biggest thing is that we're just feared. We're like the X-Men. We are feared because they do not
Lysol believes your
understand
family
us.
should never have to touch a germy
And I
pump
don't know
again,
why they
so we
don't
developed the
understand
Lysol
us and
no-touch
never
hand
will
soap
know.
system. It automatically dispenses the perfect amount of
But the
soap to
only
kill
thing I can really
99.9%
say
of bacteria.
is that I hope one day they do understand us. I hope one day that I hope one day that there will be peace, because there will be peace, and there will be peace when the people of the world want it so badly that their governors will have no choice but to give it to us. We have come a long way, but apparently we still have a lot to go. I remember one biggest thing somebody said to me recently was they said they would hang me by their hang me or hang my skin on their wall if I wanted to. And the only thing I could say was, how can you hang my skin on the wall when you can't even come down to talk to me? All you're doing is basically just running your mouth at me over the phone. And you talking about you want to come see me just to prove a point. I pretty much told him, if you come down here, it's not me you're going to be worried about. It's going to be the people behind you around that whole surrounding that I live at that's going to be wanting to kill you. I was telling him the truth. I didn't want to do anything to him. I really didn't. But I told him, I said, man, talk to me. What is your problem? And we got down to the root of it. I don't want to go too far into detail. Another big problem I had was a guy. No, I'm sorry. This was a female. I'm sorry. I got mixed up in stories, but this this female, I was on Facebook and I was talking, just general conversation, and I guess she didn't like what I was saying because we were on the subject about um, Jesus, God and whatnot, and I guess she didn't want to hear about it, and she ended up throwing out a lot of racial stuff towards me. She said, "You fucking nigger, why don't you go pick your own cotton?" Things like that. Only reply I could say is this: I know that you could never go pick it up because obviously we work our tail off for our money. Which is why now we actually have a president. Now, our reward, even back then, was just getting up in that booty. That was our reward. That is our reward because we know white women love nigga dick. That's the only thing I could really think of at the time. I mean, I'm sorry if that, those of you that read, not to say read this, but watch this and listen to the stories. I know that it's probably not the right thing to really say, but at the time I couldn't think of anything. I wasn't trying to be like totally ignorant, but at the same token, I wasn't trying to just let her try to make me look like a fool either. But I hope you guys enjoy um, the comments and stories I have based on this whole era of how racism is so stupid. I hope you guys really take heed to anything racist that comes your way and try to find good ideas to combat it. Because you know what they say, to combat evil, you have to you have to fight it with good. Now, I know I'm gonna come past a lot more in my lifetime. Somebody gonna end up throwing the nigger term my way. I'll give you guys an acronym you can use for that. Non-immigrational, gangsta, gaining, education, and royalty. Said, so if you're calling me a nigger, obviously that means I'm better than you. Because I'm a non-immigrational gangsta gaining education and royalty. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm about to watch some TV. I'll see you guys later.